Let's talk Kalvin Phillips, shall we? Because his unhappy loan stint at West Ham, well, it hit another low, didn't it, on the weekend? He was caught giving the middle finger to fans following the defeat at Newcastle. He was sent on with 21 minutes to play. West Ham were winning 3-1. He gave away a penalty, which was scored. They ended up losing the game 4-3. And you could hear supporters from a video clearly shouting to him as he got on the bus, "Get out of our club, you're useless." And he put the middle finger up to some fans as he got on the coach. And it's been some couple of months for him at West Ham. He joined on the 26th of January. He made a big error just 3 minutes into his debut, handed his first start a couple of weeks after that away at Forest, was sent off. Left out of the England squad a couple of weeks ago, and then of course what happened on Saturday was far from ideal. And a lot of the papers talking about Phillips 2-0, they dodged a bullet with Phillips. That's what the Mail say in the Times. Phillips must go where he is loved to save his career. And in the Telegraph, their headline is "Phillips has become punchline in wake of lone nightmare." And he's a former professional footballer yourself. When you see Kalvin Phillips, who by all accounts, by the way, I've met him a few times, he's a lovely guy, top guy.
Everybody
we know he's a good player.
That about him, don't they? But everybody says he's a cracking lad. Yeah.
When you see that video of fans very close to him, giving him stick and him reacting like that, I imagine you must have a lot of sympathy for him as a human being.
And I've had fans giving me stick, and I've reacted as well, give them a mouthful back. You do. It's very difficult not to sometimes, because nobody would be more frustrated with what's happening than him. He's got to be. Danny's got, Kalvin's got to be very, very careful. I mentioned to Jeff about Danny Drinkwater just now. Who would have thought that after winning the league with Leicester, after getting a move to Chelsea within a few years, Danny Drinkwater was effectively finished. Finished. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen to Kalvin Phillips, but that is an example for anybody of how quickly things can deteriorate and go wrong unless you do something about it. So I don't know how he lives. I don't know. And again, you mentioned everyone says he's a nice lad. So I would imagine he's a clean living boy and is trying to do everything in order to get things going again. But it clearly isn't happening, and he is some way away from finding anything like any sort of form, Jeff, isn't he?
He is. I mean, he's a million miles off what he was. But I would say that, West Ham have just lost a game that they look sure to win, and a lot of it is down to Kalvin Phillips conceding that penalty after coming on as a substitute. The team are going to be down. Kalvin Phillips is going to be down. If you want to wait for the team bus just to abuse the players, then expect to get some back. And that was a pretty moderate response, I thought, from Kalvin Phillips. My sympathies in that respect totally with him. Let's not make a big deal about it again, because all he's doing is giving a tiny little bit back. In terms of on the field, well, that's a different ball game completely.
I can only see a return to Leeds being the only way for him to possibly find some sort of peace inside and to be comfortable in his surroundings and to be loved again. Listen, that's probably what he needs more than anything to because it wasn't long ago when he was wearing the white of Leeds United that everyone was seeing this boy and thinking, wow, what a player this kid is. He's terrific. He gets across the ground. He can pass. He's going to be an asset to any team. And now it looks like he's gone, completely gone and hollowed out almost. Do you know, Sam, there's nothing worse. And any player that says they haven't been in, not necessarily where Kalvin Phillips is right now, Jeff, but in terms of losing confidence and playing poorly, every single one of us have been there. And it is horrendous. It is horrible because you are hoping it with every game you get, every few minutes you get, you're hoping the next time is going to be the time when something's going to happen for you. You're often hearing about strikers having a bad run and they knock one in and all of a sudden they go again. It don't happen like that maybe for a sitting midfielder. For a sitting midfielder, and everything he does at the moment, he's making mistakes that are costing his team goals. He looks laboured. He looks slow. He
lost an England place as well.
He's lost. That's inevitable saying that. But everything about his game at the minute is a mile away from what it should be and what it was.
How would you get out of that rut then?
What can you do other than you keep believing? You have to keep looking at yourself in the mirror and keep saying to yourself that you're gonna find the strength from somewhere to turn it around.
Really difficult to get out of that rut at West Ham.
Yeah,
because the fans have turned against him.
Yeah. The fans are turned against him. He's not going to... If you're not starting matches, if you're only coming on for 10 and 15 minutes here and there, and you're already off the pace a bit, it's exceptionally difficult. You don't even get... In my day, years ago, if you weren't playing, you had reserve matches where you could at least go and
find some form,
get 90 minutes and try and get something back together again. These guys don't even have that nowadays. So not straightforward for him, not easy. He'll be hating every second of what's going on at the moment, and we'll be desperate to try and get it sorted out. And I'll keep my fingers crossed for him.
Yeah, we wish him the best. We want to see him back to his best. And just briefly, talk about Kalvin Phillips struggling. Just watching the Liverpool game yesterday, very briefly. Alexis McAllister, pound for pound signing of the summer. How good has he been in that Liverpool midfield, Andy?
Very good yesterday.
Yeah,
there have been times this season when, as a sitting kind of six, if you like, in front of a Liverpool back four, he gets caught in possession, and sometimes people can run off him quite easy. It's not natural.
He's better further
him.
Forward, isn't he?
I think he's got a lot to offer further forward. But listen, credit where it's due.
Yeah.
He played very, very well yesterday.
Pound for pound signing of the season's Declan Rice, surely, despite the price tag. And by the way, Tony from Liverpool has just texted and said, "Hi lads, Liverpool have Curtis Jones, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Diogo Jota about to resume training, and that's a worry for all of the other teams."
I'll even throw in Alisson as well.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.